Hey, what's up? I'm Matea Babcock. Today, I'm going to be talking about the T-bone exercise. If you haven't discovered this yet, let me just tell you, it's amazing. It'll make such a difference in your horse. And first of all, I just want to talk a little bit about hindquarter yields. And the importance of them. Hindquarter yields are so important, from safety to bridleless, control to performance. They're so important. I know the moment I lose hindquarter control is the moment that I lose my horse on a trail ride. True statement right there. Hindquarter yields are so important, and you have to own the hindquarters when you're on your horse. For bridleless, hindquarter yields are so good. I use them all the time. Like if my horse gets to running too fast, hindquarter yield. And I'll show you in a minute how I use that. I just use part of the T-bone exercise. And then, when it goes on to performance, you need to have all the fundamentals super, super good for performance. So that means hindquarter yields, leg yields, forequarter yields, you need it all. So, without further ado, let's get into how you can improve your hindquarter yields with the T-bone exercise. So this is the T-bone exercise. You want to slip your leg back, do a hindquarter yield, back up, and then continue going down the rail. So you're going to be following the rail in this exercise, and you can go both ways and just do a hindquarter yield, back up, and can do a direct rein and continue down the rail. Now, rein positions, you can do one of two things. You can do an indirect rein where you slide your hand down, turn your fingernails up, and bring it up towards your opposite shoulder, as I'm showing. Or you can do what's called a California roll. So you make an X in your reins and hold the X and just lift up if your horse doesn't yield to the hindquarters, and it helps stop that forward movement, which is exactly what you're doing for this one. You want to get to where you don't have to use your reins at all. So the California roll really helps you do that. And then if your horse, here's a sequence of your phases. You're going to slip your leg back behind the back cinch and lift your rein if he doesn't stop, and then tap your horse on the hindquarters. They should respond within 1/1000 and 2/1000. They get 2 seconds to respond once they're out of the teaching phase, after they kind of get the idea of this exercise. So, leg back behind the back cinch, or if you're in an English saddle, it would be where your back cinch falls. Lift your rein, and then tap on the hindquarters. This exercise is awesome for horses that are impulsive and don't want to stop. It helps them get to where they will stop. And it's also great for tuning up your horse and getting them super light and responsive. So here we go. Hindquarter yield. You want to back up, maybe 2-3 steps, and then direct rein out of there. And then direct rein back to the fence line. And this is a slightly more advanced version. I have my reins in a California roll, and I'm only going to pick up on my reins if I have to. And I'm also going to leg yield back to the fence instead of just using my reins to get back to the fence. It's slightly more advanced and makes it more challenging. And also when you're backing up, get your timing right. So turn right when the right front foot is about to pick up in your backup. So what you're looking for here is a good hindquarter yield, good 2 to 3 steps of a back up, and then you want them to actually cross over and do a little front end yield when you're turning out again. And that's what you're looking for here. And always remember to reward your horse. When they've done a good hindquarter yield, move on and go on from this exercise. This is a great warm-up exercise. Once they've done a couple nice yields, move on to whatever you're working on in your main riding session. Also, to make it harder and more challenging, you can also do this at a trot and a canter. You're going to be doing the same exact thing, only allow for a little more time for your horse to turn the hindquarters. Because remember, you don't want them to slip out from under you. So it's going to take a little longer for them to slow down. But they should still respond to your leg and start to slow down as soon as you put your leg on. Thanks for watching. God bless. Press like and subscribe.